Who is it? Vinny!
Hey, dude, are you there?
Hey, what's up,
I'm
my
here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude,
man?
I don't have a scary story, man.
I was like, I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll pull out
grandfather.
your ass and cut you up in little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you like.
No, it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just saying there's a lot of...
That is what you did. Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of the Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of the moon. Third phase of the moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Georgiano, and it is Monday, February 9th, 2026. I'm game, huh? Yesterday. It was all right. It wasn't that great. It was okay. You could tell Seattle was going to win that game in the first quarter. It was defense versus everybody. They were just unstoppable. And I picked them to win. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's not easy, but I do it every year. Just about. Just a boot. But that was a really lame halftime show. It was awful. Just awful. All of that went into it. And I still don't even know what a big baby is. What is it? Big baby, big daddy? Stupid. It is. It's silly. It's silly. Why would they have a thing like Big Baby? Baby? Is that what it was called? Big Baby? Bad Baby? Dumb Baby? I don't bet. I have no money to bet. I'd bet I'd win. Not allowed to. It goes against my religion. It goes against my religion. Human. But it was okay. I really thought it would be more competitive than that. But May, he was just befuddled. That defense was amazing. But anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight. I could tell you that you're in a good mood, as we all are. As you've seen the title, Burlison, Cuckold, and Greer are agreeing on the same big UFO secret. So stupid. This UFO under a building around it is just all the rage right now. And I'm going to be playing a vetted video tonight because, this is just crazy what's going on. It's silly. More whistleblowers, like we need more whistleblowers. Let me guess. Biologics, anti-gravitics, free energy, blah, 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 blah. My bowels can't take it anymore. This is just the most ridiculous field of science research, whatever you want to research, ever. In the history of all things that is not equal. Ufology is the dumbest. Stupid. It is. It's really stupid. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And the Epstein files, it's all people like, Epstein files, Epstein. Just can't do it. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you do it. What the hell am I saying or doing? What am I doing? I saw this clip came over and it is 4 years old, this clip that I'm going to play. I'm sorry, 14 years ago, this was made. On October 22nd, 2011, 15 almost years ago. I'm going to play this clip from a guy who threatened to rape my wife, slice my dog over my body and my wife's, and do obscene things to my wife with her dead body. That's what this guy said he wanted to do. Robert Thorson is his name. And that's a true story, so I wouldn't be saying it if it wasn't true.
I wanted to make a video or a response, even though to Rich Giordano, UFO Chronicles of Rich G, whatever. Even though he didn't really say anything about me, or he's talking about, he's probably mentioning me without indirectly in his video, but he's talking about other people that film UFOs or supposed UFOs. I just wanted to go through this in a nice way. I wanted to see something here.
Another video on YouTube going viral for an amount of time for an airplane that was videotaped by someone who knows nothing about UFOs, how to use a camera, or any way to report a UFO sighting.
How does he have to put people down for what they believe in their opinions? That's all they're doing. It's their opinion and their belief that they're filming UFOs.
Isn't this the dumbest thing you've ever heard?
Nothing wrong with,
like, I can't have an opinion. I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
Posting it on here and telling people that's what you think. And how do you know these people don't know anything about UFOs or cameras or how to use them? There's nothing to it.
There's nothing to it? There's nothing to it.
Sure, you have to be patient and calm and stay cool when you're filming and try to keep the camera straight. If you film UFOs or if you film anything for a few years, you're pretty much very good at it. I mean, you can't get much better with the cameras we have. It's impossible to have videos. They're only on YouTube showing their videos. I tell people what to think and what to believe, Rich. You can't do it. People are going to believe what they want to, regardless what anybody says. Of course, the truth does matter. The truth is what we're trying to get. Let's keep going.
And what that does, it enhances what's really not going on. And what I mean by not going on is that she's videotaping an airplane. Now, the video...
You don't know that. You don't know that for a fact. You have the...
I remember this. 100% it was a fact. This lady thought she was recording a cylindrical craft, and I totally debunked it. You could see the wings and everything. And anyway, I thought that I'm not in the mood to go back 15 years, but I just thought it was interesting to see that guy and that video show up in my feed. It's like, how in the world would that show up after all these years? It doesn't make sense. But that's your algorithm. Yeah, that's what's helping us all get around. Yeah. I hope you guys are in the mood for the same old stuff, because Rose Cuckold and those guys are all about that alien spaceship wrapped up in a big building burrito. Seriously stupid. And again, Rose Cuckold. Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters. Where is Rosie? She's coming. Ew, around the border. Check this out. Vetted.
Patrick here with Vetted. Today we're talking about this.
So before we get to your videos, let's just wrap up on disclosure. Okay. I tend to not trust anyone from intelligence, military intelligence, naval intelligence, Air Force intelligence, pre-approved from the Pentagon. These sound like spokespeople to me, not whistleblowers.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yes, they are spokespeople. Those aren't UFOs.
My understanding is that Dr. Stephen Greer, the long-time disclosure advocate and a chap who's basically headed the disclosure project that goes back 20, 25, 30 years, he has talked about a lieutenant colonel, or a lieutenant colonel as we call it in the weird part of the world, from Edwards Air Force Base, who allegedly worked with ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles.
Recently, we had a lieutenant colonel come forward who was the guy who trained and managed the pilots at Edwards.
Yeah, this is the whistle, not the big UFO story, but the whistleblowers. That's right.
Air Force Base, going back to the previous ones that flew the man-made UFOs. And he has already gone. I've already brought him to Senate Intel and Armed Services so he could share information. He is willing to and wants to testify openly.
I can't. How many more whistleblowers do we need? Really? I'm serious. I get it. We've got the same story. It's just getting old, man.
All right, Vetters, please hit that like button. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. All right, Vetters, so what's today's video about? Well, it's about allegedly some whistleblowers that are coming forward, maybe the same one that different people are talking about. No way to really know, but allegedly some whistleblower who is more credible than any other whistleblower that's come forward with potential ties directly to the legacy UFO program might be coming forward. So
who cares? I don't care. I could give a frog's fat ass about any of it anymore. But I'll listen to it because what else have we got to do? That didn't come out right.
Involves Eric Burlison, Stephen Greer, Ross Coulthart, David Grush, and more. We'll get into it. And I've also got an amazing UFO video to show y'all, so make sure to stay tuned till the end. And some very relevant comments from AJ from the Y Files. Has a brand new podcast called The Basement. It's absolutely amazing. They just released their first episode with Mike Vera. And so I've got a couple clips from that to show y'all because it's absolutely relevant to what we're talking about in this video. We're going to be talking about ARVs as well, alien reproduction vehicles. So we've got a lot to cover. Let's jump in.
Rep Eric Burlison.
Hold on. Bernie, thank you for the $5 super chat. Bernie, a continuing supporter of Goof On. If you want to help support like Bernie did, all the links are in the show description. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App, they're all there. Give a guy a shout out. Send him some love. It is Truthology for ufology. BTW.
Recently said
By
in
the
an
way.
interview, there will be a major new whistleblower coming
Thanks, B.
forward with firsthand knowledge, possibly from the Legacy program, and he could be the most credible to date. Does Ross know anything about this new whistleblower?
Look, I'm not sure specifically which whistleblower Eric Burlison is talking about because I'm actually aware of several. Yes, I know it's a frustrating time right now. I know there is not a lot happening publicly on the UAP issue, that it seems like Congress has rolled over and let the Pentagon tickle their tummy like supine little puppies. But the reality is, behind the scenes, there are good people in Congress who are asking hard questions, and there are whistleblowers coming forward. I've been responsible for referring a few of them on. So I'm not 100% sure which person Eric Burlison is talking about. But in a December 2025 interview with our friend and colleague Matt Laszlo, who runs the superb site Ask a Poll, where he doorstops politicians in and around the Congress, Burlison stated, quote, "There is one person who is a new whistleblower that they have a lead on," I think he's talking about the Oversight Committee there, "who might go public." And my understanding is he described this evidence as building on, this whistleblower's evidence as building on evidence that had come from David Grush. And he emphasised that it was important to get witnesses comfortable for SCIF briefings, that's briefings inside a secure, closed facility, or potential hearings, maybe even potential public testimony. Jesus. And we don't know any more than that.
So again, this is very interesting. Right. First of all, Ross says he's been talking to other whistleblowers that he's passed on. Apparently, there's just all these whistleblowers out there. And it almost seems like they just bring out a couple every year. Right. Just kind of keep us going here. Right.
That's what they do. It's your stupid drip disclosure where there isn't anything. You are going to hear, not now, I mean, you're going to hear this, of course, but from now on until the end of time, you're only going to hear the same story over and 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 over again. New people, new package, same story. That's it. And it'll never, ever get any different than what it is now. This is as far as it goes for ufology. No advancement past this point. This is it. Why do you think we keep having the same thing happen without evidence? We're just getting whistleblower after 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 whistleblower. And that's why. Because there's nothing to show you. If there is a UFO buried under a building that they had to build around it, whatever you want, however you want to word it, fine. Go to South Korea, wherever it is, and go look in a window and let us know. You know? I mean, this is ridiculous. We're talking about the same stories that we've been talking about for the last whistleblower years. Since Eleganzo came here, nothing's new. It's the same story, and that's it. We went from the Nimitz incident to drone technology to psionics to angels and demons. Where does it end? my guys? Where? I mean, they just keep adding to the story without showing us any evidence to progress. I hear what they're saying. I just don't care. And I get that sense is happening throughout the rest of the community. It's exciting to get a new whistleblower for that long. And as soon as they're done speaking, we're done. What's next? This is it. We've reached the limit of how much stuff they could talk about. It's over.
Because you don't want to just bring everybody out, even though that would be the best thing to do, in my opinion. But it's like just every, you know what I mean? Every year this happens, same time in January. We got these promises of whistleblowers that are going to be coming out. They're going to be coming out. I don't know, just very interesting. This sort of what I like to call breadcrumb disclosure. But either way, so Ross isn't sure exactly who Representative Eric Burlison is talking about. And it is interesting that he says that he's this whistleblower is building off of what David Grush had come out and said, right? Now, look, I went and tried to find this interview where maybe Eric Burlison gave some more details. Now, he quotes a Askapol UAP interview that
interesting, Edwin Greer, if I said that right. You would think he's on our side, but there's only one side Rose Cuckold is on. And that's the side of Rose Cuckold. You can't trust this guy. Rose Cuckold was fired from Australia 60 Minutes for making up a story about some priests and shit, and it was pretty bad. I mean, this guy is just not credible in my eyes, and he is a mouthpiece, but he's a tool, and that's it. He'll never be anything more than a tool.
Definitely covered before.
Thank you,
I have
Edwin.
the clip for you, but he doesn't. Eric Burlison doesn't say anything like what Ross Coulthart is saying. So it's almost like Ross has other information, right, that just hadn't been talked about yet. So let's take a look, and then I'll explain.
Right now, we're focused on getting some people behind, in a skiff. Yeah. Who might feel comfortable talking, who would not be comfortable at this time going public.
Yeah.
There's one person that's a new whistleblower that we have a lead on that might go public. And so we can look at that.
Is that, wait, wanted a minute to skip first? That's
just whatever they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
So you can see right there, I mean, Eric Burlison just like, honestly, it feels like he doesn't even want to talk to Matt Laszlo when you listen to the rest of that little mini interview. It's like just a couple minutes. And I just found that to be quite interesting. So there's this new whistleblower, okay, who may come out, and I don't know where this legacy program information is coming from, right? And essentially they just want to get him in a skiff, right, and get talking about this. Now,
Edwin, were you not paying attention? I already told you what his agenda is. Pay attention.
Now, I have heard some different theories about this, right? Like they try to get whistleblowers in skiffs so they can then classify everything they just said, whether it's true or not. And then they're kind of stuck, right? And I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Is that possible? But it's also like, hey, we need to get you to skiff so you can reveal this classified stuff. But then there's also the argument that I've heard that, well, if they're illegal operations, they're NDAs or anything, it doesn't matter, right? They can say this stuff to Congress without going in a skiff. They're legally allowed. So I don't know. Again, just spider web, right? So Eric Burlison did say this recently in another interview as well.
I have a whistleblower right now that came in my office, and we had a declassified briefing, but on an unclassified level. But there's a lot that I can't get from him, or that he would be willing to give me if we were able to be in a secure setting and we had approval or clearance to do so. And yet have to bend over backwards and do a lot, and at this point haven't been able to get him into a skiff.
It's not even real whistleblowing if they have to get approval to talk. It's not real whistleblowing until the evidence is seen. These are just stories. I haven't seen one shred of evidence. Documents, like you can't fake those? I mean, come on, man. What? And you know, oh, he's cynical. You don't believe in anything. No, I don't anymore. Not after what we've seen and who's running the show. You can't trust any of these people. And Edwin, if you're paying attention, Rose Cuckold, as I said, only cares about Rose Cuckold. He doesn't care. His agenda is to make Rose Cuckold more popular than ufology. And when somebody's out there for themselves, they're not going to do the topic any justice. Because you can't trust Rose Cuckold at all. Can't trust any of these people. They're bullshitters. How can anybody care anymore about whistleblowing? I could care less. I have to do this. That's the only reason I'm listening.
To have that kind of level of briefing. So it's extremely frustrating.
Right. So again, you never know which whistleblower they're talking about and who's coming forward.
Of course.
And what is the definition of whistleblower anymore? I feel like whistleblower has just the connotation has sort of lost its
meaning.
Oomph.
Yes.
Right? It's just like, oh, another quote whistleblower coming out.
Yes.
Right? It's just like there was this Tulsi Gabbard whistleblower that came out recently. This was all over the news. Everyone was talking about national security, this, that. You know what I mean? Supposedly the UFO stuff is bigger than anything.
Right.
Yet when a quote whistleblower comes out, nothing really happens, right? So again, just very interesting. But regardless, let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, let's get to the second part of this clip where Ross addresses the Stephen Greer whistleblower. And is this the same one?
It is the same guy.
Eric Burlison is talking about.
Yes.
The only other person who's really talked publicly about a potential new whistleblower, my understanding is that Dr. Stephen Greer, the long-time disclosure advocate and a chap who's basically headed the disclosure project that goes back 20, 25, 30 years, he has talked about a lieutenant colonel, or a lieutenant colonel as we call it in the weird part of the world, from Edwards Air Force Base, who allegedly worked with ARVs, alien reproduction vehicles. Now, that person hasn't come forward yet. I sincerely hope this is true, and maybe that's the person that Eric Burlison is talking about. But aside from that, I am aware that there are individuals coming forward. Frankly, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the hell the Senate Armed Services Committee or the Senate Intelligence Committee are doing with the witness lists they've been given, but they don't seem to be doing a lot. Are they being paralysed by the committee chairperson leadership? I fear they are.
All right, so it was kind of hard to find, but I did find this clip of Stephen Greer on a live stream talking about this particular whistleblower that Stephen Greer's talking about. I mean, it literally had a couple hundred views on YouTube. Like, this was really hard to find. And he does talk about this, right? And Stephen Greer is going to bring up ARVs as well. And that's kind of interesting. I don't know if this is the same whistleblower, but I guess it could be. I don't know. Let's take a look at the clip.
Sounds like it. You'll see.
Recently, we had a lieutenant colonel come forward who was the guy who trained and managed the pilots at Edwards Air Force Base, going back to the previous ones, that flew the man-made UFOs. And he has already gone. I've already brought him to Senate Intel and Armed Services so he could share information. He is willing to and wants to testify openly in the House Oversight Committee, but I've not gotten a response back from the key members of that committee, like Mrs. Luna and Burchett and others. So but we're hoping that they will do that. He wants to do it. He left the Air Force in 2009, but he was read into at a very, very high level of not only Edwards, but also Nellis and Area 51. earlier, and then managed the pilots who piloted the man-made ones that came out from that underground facility there at out in the high desert near
Right.
Edwards Air Force Base. So he's willing to tell everything he knows in an open hearing under oath. And he agrees with me completely that those operations, because they're illegal, he can talk about it to anyone. The problem is I can't get the members of the House Oversight Committee to stop trying to make these guys get into a skiff. And I told Congressman Burchett when he would say, "Oh, we're so upset they wouldn't give us a skiff." I said, "Thank God, you don't need a skiff. The skiff implies that these projects are legal and should be protected. They're not.
Wow.
Get out of the skiff. Get in front of C-SPAN."
Yeah, as soon as you go in a skiff, you can't talk about it anymore, allegedly, something like that. It's not the best thing to do because it makes something more real or something. Like if you go in a skiff, then I don't know. Greer doesn't like skiffs, that's for damn sure. Stay away from the skiffs.
Do it in an open hearing under oath. Forget about
Right.
this. But see, that assessment, you could only reach that assessment after you've really listened, studied the evidence of the inverse witnesses and the proof that the programs are illegal and unconstitutional. If they're illegal and unconstitutional,
Okay, yeah, that's
they
good.
have no cover under law. National Security Act, forget it. You cannot break the law and then say, "I'm going to use the law to protect them." No. Can't have it both ways.
And what's also interesting about this clip is, first of all, I don't know if that's the same whistleblower. There's really no way to know, right? Stephen Greer is in contact with these people as well. But is David Grush, right? It's hard to know who's getting along behind the scenes, and they'd really be working together with whistleblowers. I don't know, right? But
yeah.
Regardless, right? So what's also interesting about this clip is the fact that, one, this whistleblower is saying, he's sort of in charge of who's flying these, ARVs, these alien reproduction vehicles, which again implies that we do have crash craft that we have reverse engineered,
Right.
and then we created our own crafts, okay, that we fly around, right, in some sort of secret space program. Is that possible? I don't know, but I like the theory.
Anything's
a lot,
possible.
right? But then there's also this whole camp in the UFO community that says we have recovered craft, but we haven't figured out anything.
That's
we
what
don't
I
know
believe.
anything.
That's what I believe. I believe we only know very little about the stuff that we have, whether it be crashed or found in a archaeological dig site, which is, I kind of believe that stuff. But it's really interesting that we really don't have anything yet, any evidence. I mean, it's out there, but I mean, like we haven't seen a ship or a UFO or anything. In the 50 plus years I've been alive, it's not really that long for this secret of 80 years and plus to keep under wraps in this government and all governments for as far as we know. Why is it if other countries, China, Russia, etc., have some UFO evidence, where is theirs? Why is everybody looking at the U.S.? Everybody's always waiting for us. Why doesn't somebody else? Because there's an agreement among all of the governments, I would assume, about this alien shit. Now it's denial, but years ago they made an agreement to keep it secret from the whole world for whatever reason, because it's got to be dangerous. And the only reason it's dangerous is because they don't know what it'll do. And what they don't know can kill us. Yeah, so hopefully they're still finding out. 80 years, it's a long time to be working on these UFOs. You'd think there would be some sort of progression. But imagine it like this. Right? Take your iPhone, smartphone, and bring it back to 1850 and tell them, make it. Good luck. They don't even know what they're looking at. That's how weird it would be. Glass? made it, this planet turns on and they see these images. I mean, that would be pretty amazing for 1850. But that's where we are at. And we may not have all of the elements that are needed to make it work, whatever it is. Maybe it is element 115. It's just got to be processed a little better than surviving a fraction of a second. All right, let's get back to Patrick and Vetted, and hopefully we have a happy ending.
And then there's camps that are kind of in the middle. We figured out a couple things. We were able to reverse engineer some things, right? For instance, GPS, fiber optics, different thing, right? So again, there's just a lot of different, thoughts and theories about all of this. But one part in particular that's kind of interesting, as you noticed beforehand, you had Eric Burlison talking about we got to get these people in a skiff, just trying to get them in a skiff. And then, Dr. Stephen Greer, like, don't do that. Don't get them in a skiff, right? So I don't know if Stephen Greer would be helping Burlison and these people try to get them a whistleblower if they're just going to put him in a skiff, and he doesn't want to do that. He feels like that would compromise things, right? I guess I don't really know where to stand on that, to be honest with you, which is why dealing with the government disclosure thing is just so messy, right? But I do find that, interesting. And it's not the first time that Dr. Stephen Greer would say something that doesn't toe the line with what some of these other government disclosure advocates say, right? Say what you want about Stephen Greer, but he does take his own path.
Yeah, he does.
So it's kind of hard to tell, what's going on here. But that is interesting, right? And a lot of people have dismissed ARVs, or alien reproduction vehicles. And I don't know, the more I hear about it, the more I think it could be plausible. And maybe that is what people see, right? Now, I don't know. It implies a lot. If you believe in ARV.
All right, here's Greer.
This one right here.
Actually, one of the whistleblowers you will hear from is a new one who was actually there in North Nellis Air Force Base, north of Area 51, on a live fire operation. There's a Green Beret that saw this come in, both a massive man-made triangle and a sphere. And so almost anything that is of ET looking superficially has been reverse engineered and deployed by humans. But the problem is members of Congress and everyone in the Pentagon and CIA don't know this. Certainly the politicians don't. Yeah. So this is what's really dangerous, is this fog of war. Like something like that happens, they make the snap decision it's alien. Mm-hmm. It ain't.
Okay, so he's got a Green Beret whistleblower that may be coming forward, I guess, that saw a triangular craft, an ARV, right, and a sphere fly it in at Nellis, right, near Area 51. And the other one was Edwards Air Force Base, so maybe they're not the same one. And I guess they're just all these different whistleblowers ready to come out. So I don't know, right? But
I don't know, guys. I don't know. Well, let's hear what's going on with AJ and his new podcast.
AJ and Mike say, because I got to admit, I agree.
So before we get to your videos, let's just wrap up on disclosure.
Okay.
I tend to not trust anyone from intelligence, military intelligence, naval intelligence, Air Force intelligence, pre-approved from the Pentagon.
First off, I want to say Mike Barra, in my opinion, toes the line with that side of ufology. Okay? He's not one of us. Not that I'm seeing, but let's see what he says, and maybe we could maybe I don't know.
These sound like spokespeople to me, not whistleblowers.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you on this?
I'm 100% with you on that. You look at all these people that are influencing this congressional committee. Tim Burchett, stand-up guy.
Yep.
Guy who wants to get to the truth, smart guy. Anna Paulina Luna, I think she's serious about this too.
Agreed.
But they're not getting the right advice from the right people. These people are part of the cover-up, they're not going to lead us to the truth. They're not going to lead us to the solution, because they all come from the intelligence community with the intelligence community agenda.
Right.
As I've been watching this, it started with the TTSA videos in 2017. Mm-hmm. Why'd they release those? All of a sudden, it's aliens, UFOs, and everybody's on TV talking about aliens and UFOs. Elizondo comes out. He's telling us, oh, this is a flying saucer, and that's a flying saucer. And by the way, I have a book deal and a TV show and all that
Right,
stuff.
and that photo is fake, and I apologize. And
Yeah, I apologize for this crop circle or crop thing being a UFO, not being a UFO, and the chandelier behind me, and
Yes.
Okay, so these people, Grush, I hate to say it, they don't have any credibility. Christopher Mellon, remember when Mellon got up there for TTSA in front of a picture of a birthday balloon? Talking about UAPs.
I do.
It's ridiculous.
People ask me what I thought about the age of disclosure. I said it made me furious because everybody who contributed was part of the IC. And it was the first time Hal Puthoff admitted to how they bury these SAPs inside private contractors to avoid FOIA requests. And I've been saying that a long time and get attacked for it. Here's his own words. This is how we hide it from you.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anyone. If you put James Clapper in...
Clapper, yeah.
He shouldn't be doing TV. He should be doing time.
Well, that may be coming. So let's wait and see how that works out. But yeah,
if there's justice, it's coming.
I agree. And I'm looking at these people and I'm like, how did these people become UFO experts? I've been lucky. I've been on some shows. I've been on the news a few times.
How did
that? But how does Elizondo become the UFO spokesman? What is his job? What was his job at the Pentagon? Forgetting the whole ATIP thing, whether it even existed, whether he ever ran it.
God almighty. Doesn't it sound like people are, I may be wrong about Mike Barra, because he's saying the same thing we're saying, and I've been saying about Lou since day 2. I always give people a day to, let themselves be shown, and Lou did that.
What's his job?
Counter
He's
intel?
An Army counterintelligence grunt.
Right.
So what does he know about aerospace? Space travel?
Grush also counter intel, yes?
Grush was counter intel.
So is this a limited hangout? Are they dripping disclosure? Are they preparing us? Or is this all a smokescreen? What are they doing? Because they're doing something and we're learning nothing.
Again, I just totally agree with that, right? They do, some of these whistleblowers just feel like...
That's what I've been saying for the last Lou Elizondo years. Oh, it looks like they're working, but they're not. They're not doing anything because they can't. I always said that. It looks like they're working hard, but they're not. Because if they were, we'd have a lot more than what we're seeing. And we're not seeing anything. We're seeing whistleblowers. Yay. I mean, hey, good for them to put their lives on the line for absolutely no reason. That was a good comment that AJ made, was it AJ? All of these UFOs, they showed the gimbal and the go fast and right, ha, look at that. We got it, and then nothing. And that was years ago now. We haven't gone anywhere. Elizondo said we already had disclosure without evidence.
Spokespeople. Right?
It's so obvious.
That's the thing. People come out, they talk about how hard it was for them to come out and how their life's in danger. So if you criticize, you look like an asshole.
Right.
Right? But
that's why I don't give a shit. That's why I talk the way I do about these people. Because they're lying and they're part of the scam. Whether you believe them or not, that's on you. I believe what I believe. And I believe we don't have any evidence after all this time. And I believe Lou Elizondo a joke. An obvious mistake. See, that's Lou. Lou looks the part, but Lou can't play the part. Lou got by because of his dad's courage and his dad. I think his dad saved Lou. I've been saying it all along since day one. The reason Lou Eliganzo's in this position because he did something he wasn't supposed to do. Maybe he punched a lieutenant or colonel, or whatever you call him. Maybe he did something, lost his cool. And instead of, because of Daddy, instead of stripping Lou of a pension, we got work for you. You want to make it up? You want to save grace? You want to save face? We got a UFO thing for you, huh? I never cared about UFOs. I don't like UFOs. I never studied UFOs. We all know what Lou said. I'm not a UFO guy. Never have been, never will be. And he's the voice of ufology. Are you kidding me? You can't write a funnier comedy than ufology.
Is that part of their plan? Right? Well, let me throw that out there. You'll feel guilty if you are skeptical of me. You'll feel guilty if you question.
Right. Oh, God forbid you call a guy who served his country a liar, a fake. Yeah. Oh, well.
Me. Well, I just try to put all that aside. You're coming out and making extraordinary claims. I'm going to criticize that. I can still walk and chew gum at the same time, meaning I can criticize the claims that you're making as a quote whistleblower, but also feel sympathy that you had things happen to you or you feel that your life is threatened. I mean, I'm a human being. In no way do I want someone or someone's family to be in danger in any way, right? But the fact that I can't hypothesize or criticize, their claims is kind of ridiculous, right? We can draw a line in the sand, separate the claims from the person, right? Essentially. So, because I believe a lot of these whistleblowers believe in what they're doing. I don't think they're part of some grand plan. But at the same time,
I don't know.
It's hard to trust the stuff they're saying just because, again, it's always what they're told. It's what they're allowed to say from the government. I mean, how, you know what I mean? You're whistleblowing against the government, then you go ask them for approval of what you can say about.
That's not whistleblowing.
The whistleblowing. Tell me if that makes sense. Again, and I know the comments are going to just rip this. Aboard one of the shuttles, they had a camera and it captured this UFO flying in to the atmosphere and then darting off into space.
No.
Right? And it is kind of interesting, right?
No.
But again, you'll see why
It's
I'm
ice.
showing it.
It's just ice.
So there it pops up, flies along.
And you'll see a
right
flash.
On the horizon,
the thrusters go off and they field the thruster, bing, bang. I don't know how that's supposed to be in space. I didn't know you can get that kind of push without gravity, but I guess you can.
And
I hate this. You're going to watch. Here
You see
comes
it?
a missile from down here. It's not a missile. It's ice.
bang.
No bang.
Wow. One shot fired, two shots.
It's the thrusters. Look. The shuttle's over here. Top left. Bottom left. That's where the flash comes from. And the ice crystals, oh my God, they came from the same area. Right where the shuttle is. And it looks like something shot at something UFO. It's not. I swear to you, I promise you, those are not UFOs. None of them. I'll go to my grave saying that. Honestly, I'm telling you, it's ice.
Shots fired.
Wow.
45-degree turn instantly.
Into space.
Into space.
So this is not an aircraft reflection. It flew into space.
Yep.
And what did we see?
And that's the Mike Barra I was talking about. He believes a lot of stuff he shouldn't. And yes, I am better than Mike Barra.
Those launches?
So look, that is kind of interesting, right? And again, they go over way more about the video and there's other things in the video. So I highly recommend going to check out the full episode to see all of that. But the reason I bring it up, and look, let's take a closer look at this thing. I mean, you can see it flying, right? First of all, you just see it dart into time, right? Into space, just boom, there, not space, but, into existence. You just see it pop in, right? And then, yeah.
It was an ice crystal that didn't hit the sun the right way yet. And then when the sun hit it a certain way, it shows up. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's pretty simple. That's why they look like the way they do.
You just see it moving along, and then it just, boom, takes like a 45-degree turn.
Yeah, because of the flash bang that it's from the thrusters, from the shuttle. Boom. Oh, I'm going this way. Oh, the thrusters. Oh, come on, man. We all know I'm right. Don't believe in something that's not right.
And literally flies out into space. So,
all right, Patrick believes that. That's
about how did NASA know that these shows were going to be put on?
They've never noticed the ice crystal thing before. That's why.
Filming the STS-48, that was a film test. Let's test our railgun. Let's film it against one of our ARVs.
No, it wasn't.
That's what I don't think the aliens called up NASA and said, "Hey, we're going to be over Australia, Pine Gap. You want to take some shots at us, just for fun, test a few things out?" That's not what happened. So,
and let me tell you what else wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't have missed. They would have hit the UFO if they wanted to. Well, they didn't want to. Really? Really? Come on. What makes more sense? They shot a railgun at it? Or it was ice crystals that were being pushed from the thrusters that were by the shuttle? It happened. It happens. It's true. Don't know what to tell you if you don't believe it, but you're not going to change my mind telling me those are UFOs, because they're not.
I think these are both physical.
Because let me tell you why. The object that goes one way and then back this way, that's all it does. It doesn't do this, doesn't go this. It doesn't do anything other than the path. It doesn't go anywhere other than the path that it's on. Right? And then the flash, it pushes it back. Come on. Come on. It's not that hard.
Evidence in terms of video evidence.
And I used to believe that was UFOs. Okay? Until somebody showed me what I'm telling you. And then I did a little more and I'm like, oh my God. Let me show you something. Let me show you something about that video. Can I do that? All right, I'm going to show you something. What you're going to see now this isn't a good version, but nobody talks about the other objects moving. Only the one. You know, all of these objects are moving.
Space, but
look at this over here. Why aren't they talking about them? Nobody mentions the other objects. Let's see what happens.
See it pop in.
Right. Do all of the objects go this way?
Right. And then
from right to left to right?
You just see it moving along, and then it just, boom, takes like a 45-degree turn and literally flies out into space. So what?
But look, yeah. So they're probably not within distance. That's interesting. Okay. All right. I'm interested. So why didn't those move? All right.
To see all of that.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up, and look, let's take a look.
Pretty interesting, right? All right, what's this? Oh, he's got callers. That was a really fun episode he did there. Geez, I feel bad playing that whole thing through. But I got to tell you, he does really interesting, good work. Good for him. See, I was subscribed, and now it says I'm not subscribed. Why wouldn't I be subscribed? It's so stupid. Of course I'm subscribed. I've been noticing that I'm unsubscribed to a few things that I was subscribed to. I don't like it. All right. So when we talk about UFOs, disclosure, whistleblowers, so, where are we now? Where are we? I'll put the link to Vetted in the show description. I didn't think I was going to play it. But I think ufology has been in a down spiral for a while. That came out weird. Yeah. like I said, if they were going to do disclosure, you do it when everybody is at home, when the whole world was shut down during COVID. We had our chance. By the way, what were they doing during those months when nobody was out in the real world? Yeah. They were building underground railroads and shit like that. They didn't want us to hear it. So that's why the whole world went, oh, yeah, that's the new thing. Is that new? I think that's old. I think that was an old rumor that's what they were doing. They didn't want people knowing what they were doing because they would hear the explosions. That's so stupid. So I can't believe what words are about to come out of my mouth right now just scare me. So oh no, this isn't real. World War II era naval intelligence officer William, that's what it says. Naval intelligence officer William said Draco reptilians take humans for their blood rituals. Oh. 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 Oh, isn't that special? Here.
And Draco, the blood sacrifices, the whole Luciferian thing, the kids being killed and eaten. I mean, that humans have been eaten and taken off planet, et cetera, and used for slaves in other colonies, etc.
I hate to say that, but that's far worse than what you've just said.
It's far worse.
Yes, far worse.
Far worse.
Star Wars.
That the whole blood situation is it's unbelievable, and
right.
I don't know how we say that to the public. I don't know how. But well, wait a minute, just a second. On that part of this whole subject, to me, if we get into that, and I know all about it, okay,
all right,
far more than you know.
Sure,
all right?
I'm sure.
When we get into that, if we release it, 70-80% of everybody that listens to your program is going to say, you're smoking pot. I don't believe that, and I don't believe anything you people talk about on extraterrestrial. And it's going to kill what disclosure is trying to do. That's my opinion.
You know the pedophilia is starting to be exposed everywhere.
Oh!
You know that much is coming out.
Oh, yeah. But you know the part that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, the reptilians eating, babies. Don't speak. That guy's supposedly not even a real whistleblower, huh? Right? Isn't he supposedly in that fake movie with, what's it, Richard Dolan and, is it Corbell? Corbell made that movie? That's weird. Hey, Dorothy, how you doing? Good to see you. Moody Mongol, everybody. Moody Mongol. Yeah, they found a reptilian connection in the Epstein files, they think. Yeah. Yeah. It was an email. And it says, I found an interesting excerpt from the files explaining why elites are so obsessed with children. It gave me an ontological shock when reading at first because it connects to so many different theories and sources. David Icke, Gnostic belief, loosh farming. I'm not sure about the context of the email, but it is still an interesting read. So the question is why? Why is pedophilia so why are we so all pervading in these elite levels of human society? The answer is that entities operating beyond human sight, which mentally and emotionally possess these people, feed off human energy in general, but the energy they want more than anything is that of children before puberty. The hormonal changes that happen at puberty are only holographic expressions of deeper energetic changes, and the entities want that energy before those changes take place. When the pedophile is having relations, the possessing entities are using it as a conduit to draw off the life force of a child. The bloodline possessed are genetically and energetically stimulated to desire a youngling. This requires an endless supply of children to constantly repeat this process. And this is where anyway. So these reptilioids needed the energy of children and had relations with them because the energy was something they fed off of. And no, that's not, no, I don't believe it. You know what I think it is? I'll tell you what it is. It's disgusting in every sense of the word. To me, what I'm reading into is overpowering another person that can't defend themselves, and you defile them in a way that feeds your desires. And it's not the energy, it's your freaking adrenaline and your disgusting way of thinking that makes you want to do this shit. There's nothing magical. There's no energy that any being is stealing. I mean, what are we going to start saying? That cats have 9 lives, and then when you sleep, they suck your soul out of your mouth. They take it from your breath. I mean, come on. I mean, that's what we're talking about here. Ritualistic bullshit. Tying in reptilians to pedophilia is like on another level that we've never touched on before, for lack of a better word. Ooh. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think we purposely stayed away. You know, I'm interested now. Are reptilians that way? Are they pedos? Now I don't want disclosure. Wow, I just feel weird all of a sudden, like not in a good way. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know. Talking about that shit. Because you know people do it. It's a sick world. And there are people out there doing these ritualistic things, thinking that they're going to draw off the child's life force. God almighty. I have yet to meet a 200-year-old reptilioid human. I have yet to meet a hybrid. Anything. I've had dreams, but I never met them. I never said, "Hi, my name is Rich, and you are..." Okay. Nice to meet you. Is that okay? I thought I got that right. Not okay. I know you were probably teased. Everybody was probably calling you right? Yeah, I can imagine. It's tough being an alien in America. All right. What's that? Yeah. One more thing. Where is it? Oh, here we go. The world is waking up to the UFO reality. Portal opens over someone's home. What? Recorded on an infrared camera. You can see orbs coming out of the portal? All right, what is this? Hold on, kitten caboodles. Give me 7 seconds to load this here. 5. My allergies are just killing me. I don't know what this is. This has got to be a fake. So is this a TV? Yes, right? I don't know what we're looking at. The world is waiting on you. Portal opens over someone's house, recording on infrared camera. That's infrared? See those? Let's see if we could hear anything.
This is never before seen footage of a portal opening up near Thunder Mountain in Sedona, Arizona. You can clearly see a buddy of mine, David, put an infrared security camera on his roof and captured this portal opening up above his house.
What?
You can see orbs coming out. This is never before seen footage that was shot in Sedona, Arizona.
Whoa. I'm confused, though. I don't understand.
This is never before seen footage of a portal opening up near Thunder Mountain in Sedona, Arizona.
Okay. The guy talking, he's talking about a portal opening up in Sedona, yet his TV is not on, doesn't look to be on, and we're seeing a reflection of something in the TV. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, but I don't know. Do you guys know? I don't know. Very strange. If you guys would like to if you want to share, you could even subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment on anything you'd like to talk about. Maybe people will start a discussion in the chat. Let me pull this up here because I have this one more thing. Hold on. That UFO movie, Disclosure Day? I don't know. What do you think? I'm going to play the clip for you. I can't wait for it. Because I'm going to go and watch Disclosure Day and I'm going to hate it. And I'm going to love it. I wonder if anybody's going to be playing me.
About things that cannot be explained. I've always been fascinated with things that cannot
Go
be
bump in the
explained.
night.
What is it?
You won't believe me if I told you. So I'm going to show you. And I've made a lot of movies about things that cannot be explained, from sharks to saucers.
Do you think there could be others?
When I was just a little kid, I remember developing a real curiosity about the sky at night and what's happening up there. People have a right to know the truth. And also, not the possibility, but the guarantee that there is life off this planet. People keep wondering, encountering the unknown. People's questions about what is not only going on in our skies, but what is going on in our worlds, in our realities, has reached a critical mass.
They're coming!
No, it hasn't.
Of people's complete fascination with, are we alone or are we not alone? They are starved for the truth. And if someone knows we're not alone, why haven't we been told? Full disclosure to the whole world, all at once.
June 12th. That's a summertime movie. Good for Spielberg. I can't wait. It actually looks pretty good. I hope it is. I hope it lives up to the hype. You know? It would be good. I have got this one thing here I'm looking for while I'm talking. So, do you guys know Alex Collier about the moon? Says the moon was brought to Earth about 12,000 years ago. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. You know what? We'll do that tomorrow. That's it. That's it for tonight. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but I went too fast. It was supposed to be an hour and a half. It's all right. My allergies are killing me. I will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and we will do it once again. Thank you, moderators, super chatters, newcomers, and veterans for making tonight's show enjoyable in the chat and abroad. What? That's misogynistic. There's no broads here. There's a lot of chicks over here. That's right, ladies, chickadees. All right. Anything you guys want to say? No? Good. Okay. Well, look, hey, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Alien bless.
There's a weird thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies over and why did it stop one of the most treasured sites in Christianity? There's a new video that's looking at something making proof we're not alone in the universe. UFO in the form of a bright light is descending over the dome of the rock of Jerusalem.